Okay, woodworker kid here. Um, I said in my last video, if the update, try to attempt to make storage right there for probably screws, glue, and my two. I should pick that up. My two finishing products. I already have the idea for it. If you can give me. Okay. Oops. Sorry for the lighting. Just a big light right there. Sorry. Here's my idea. I'm only gonna make two kind of brackets or spacers or something like that to hold the plywood. I already got a whole bunch of plywood there. If I just put the plywood there, I would just like have some braces on the side right here, right, like right here. But I didn't put it. I didn't thought of it. Here's my idea. I get two 2x4s that are 16 inches. Okay, that's how many inches are between those two 2x4 legs. I'm gonna put two pocket holes on one side of the 2x4, and that I'm gonna use 2-inch screws, but they said to recommend 2.5. I don't have 2.5. I'm just gonna use 2 inches because that's the most I have. I already made the pieces. Here they are. I got two of these. I cut a 15-inch spacer because that's how high I want these 2x4s to be up in there. The pocket hole is gonna the pocket hole screw is gonna drill in and screw into one leg, and while I see this is gonna be a 2x4 leg, and I'm just gonna drill screws just two this side, and then that's why I didn't put pocket holes on this side. I don't know how wide is that space is gonna be between, but once I put these spaces in, I'm gonna measure so I can cut my plywood so it can be kind of snug in there. I don't know if I'm gonna put glue. It's kind of because it's gonna be. Yeah, I think I am gonna put glue. I only a lot of 2-inch, as I said. So it's gonna go in here and in here. I use my pocket hole R3 for this, but you can if you have something like this. I barely doubt it. I haven't made a shelf between it. You can still use the mini, but say if you got the R3, I think this is the R3. It doesn't. Yeah, R3. I didn't show any footage of the cut because I think that's gonna take too long. I just want to show I'm gonna screw in. I don't know if I'm gonna have a good angle because I'm gonna be working kind of in the floor, right there. So we'll just see about it. Okay, here I am. I have a good point of view, and I don't think my homemade tripod can get a good angle to see this. But here's the side of the miter saw. I turned it off to being, in case something happens. So I just disconnected it. A lot of dust here. A lot of dust. Put some random stuff in here. I gotta need to check that out. Here's the 15-inch spacer, and here's the block I'm gonna screw in. The way this is gonna go, if some people don't know, is gonna go like this because I don't want to move this and turn it and drill in the other side. So I'm just gonna drill those pocket holes in there, and I'm just gonna screw from right to the leg right there with 3-inch black screws. I have a lot of these, but I don't use them a lot, so I'm just gonna do that. Oops. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is just put this up, clamp it down, and put it in my workpiece. Okay, here it is. I glued it in first. Here's the pocket hole screws. Came loose. I didn't put much glue because I know it's not gonna be in there. So done with this side. As you can see right there. This is not well planned. Take out the spacer, pocket hole, and the 2 screws right there. Gonna do it to the other side. It's kind of the same thing, but right here, I guess right here is harder because the table's right there and there's some wire, some of that. So, see you later. Okay, all the 2 brackets are done. It took a while. Made some mistakes, but fixed them. Let's see how much plywood I need in there. Okay, here's the deal. Oops. Okay, I already measured how much it is. How big the plywood it has to be. Okay, square plywood. Bad drawing, I know. This long from one bracket of the 2x4 that I'm making. The other one is 19. Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow, I'm dumb. 19.5 inches long from this way, and from this way 19 inches. Gonna have to do this tomorrow, I guess, because it's like almost 9 and I can't work that late. So this will still be a part 1 video. So see you later. Okay, next day, not really like 3 days later, but let's go on with the project. Well, you know, I kind of messed up. Okay, here's the plans what I've got off, and I realized if I put plywood on top of these, then I won't have much space between the shelf to put my bucket of screws and finishing supplies in my glue bottle. So I realized, okay, how can I fix this? Those things are glued in, so there's no way I'm gonna take them out. And I thought, okay, let me put some little strips of wood so I can make the shelf between the 2x4s. And I measured that the strip needs to be 16-inch or, you know, whatever. And I've drilled 5 holes into them and screwed them on the 2x4 brace or whatever. And also glued it in. And I measured from that the distance from the top of one strip from the other side of the strip of wood, and it's 16 and a half by 16 inches. So I was thinking, okay, I gotta cut my plywood. I was like, I have many strips of 1x4, and why can't I use that? And then I was like, no, that'll be more. I'll waste more wood, and also I have to calculate how many strips of 1x4 I'm gonna need. So I was like, no, not a good idea. So I'm thinking, okay, 2x4, plywood it is. Now, here how it goes. As you can see, oops, blocking the light. I have the strip right here and the strip right here. So the plywood is gonna go on top of these and go across between these 2x4 braces or whatever. And that means I'm gonna have to cut my plywood, screw it in, probably glue it too, and I'm finished. This is gonna take a while. Wait for this. For the lighting in the beginning, I'm ready to work on this plywood. Now, this is the only wide plywood I have. It's reclaimed. I didn't originally buy this at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever they sell plywood. I'm ready to cut it and measure it, whatever. Now, the thing I'm worried about is how thick is this plywood? Now, I don't know how thick it is. I haven't measured it yet. But this doesn't seem like cabinet quality plywood, or or drawers or whatever. but it's good for, you know, for to use in the shop and to make organized things and boxes or something like that, you know. Um, I'm thinking of drilling screws, you know, on the edge of the plywood, so drilling those strips of wood. And well, this table is, well, I use it, you know, to do most work and then finish work like sanding and painting over there. But for some reason, I mostly use that table. I mostly put junk on this table, you know. Putting, if I have legs, I'll put the legs here and then use them to screw them in over there. I also mostly use the cut plywood on this table. For the reason being is because this tabletop on this table is plywood, right? But not the best plywood. It's not good as this plywood. That plywood I use on the tabletop is like packaging plywood, and that's not the best plywood. It's not good plywood to make projects for the shop, or, you know, not even good enough to make drawers or cabinets or bookcases for your home. But in Lowe's, you know, and Home Depot, they sell that high quality, that good quality plywood for, you know, beautiful pieces, as they said, bookcases, drawers, and cabinets. Now I have to cut this, so gonna see you later. Okay, I measured how big and how thick this plywood is. It's more over a half inch. And I'm not gonna say exact because I'm not gonna read that in this point because it's the only plywood I got. Now the tool I'm gonna use is my, oh well, you can't see that, my circular saw or scale saw, whatever people call this. Well, I call it a circular saw mostly. Now I don't feel comfortable using this. I really don't. That's why I barely use it. But if I'm gonna cut plywood, I'm gonna use this, nothing else. Now, when I cut plywood, I like to drill in screws so it can hold it down, because I can't put no clamps on it. And there's a thing I'm worried about. I have my vise, and I'm worried if I cut and it cuts through this and it messes up my blade or something, I'm gonna have some problems. So I'm gonna have to cut on this side of my table, and I'm thinking it's gonna go out good. I draw the line, but it's not perfectly straight, you know. I don't have no plywood, and this is not made to be straight or anything or perfect. But I'm gonna keep since this is thin, I'm gonna keep my blade low, like not like kind of low, that can cut through the wood but not go any further. And I'm gonna see what happens. Okay. Here's the panel. Cut it. But the problem was that there's too much dust, and it gave too much dust. As you see, I said I'm gonna screw it down, and I did. Put 3 screws as a triangle. You know, there's some leftover plywood. I can just leave it there whenever I need it. But again, this is not precise. Look at that. No, wait, oops. Look at that. I'm not professional, but oh well. Cut closest to the lines and did my best. Now I can screw it in and put some equipment on that joint. Okay, I'm finally done. I'm loving how this came out. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or it's not the best way to do it, but I'm loving it. It has storage, even more things to fill in. I have my buckets of screws in that screws container, my finishing supplies, my WD-40, a spray paint bottle, and my hand plane. Now, this is how I imagined it. More space. Look how clean my table is. Look how clean this is. I just have to put things where they're supposed to go, and it's gonna be clean. Now, the thing I'm worrying is that my miter saw is up on there, and it's gonna cause, if I don't put my shop vac, it's gonna put dust everywhere around this area, especially in the back over there. So I'm hoping it doesn't get in the buckets, the screws. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm sorry for the camera. I'm holding it with my hands, but you know. Now I'll decide to make another shelf. I don't know, but I want somewhere to put my my drills or something like that. I don't know. Now, this was a good idea, a really good idea. Now, when I was cutting the plywood, the first cut with the circular saw, it didn't go through, so I had to cut some pieces off with my jigsaw and my hand saw, and I just hammered it in there. I didn't put no glue, screws, or anything. I just hammered it in there, and it's fine. It's not angling, nothing's falling. Probably if I push it back enough, it will fall, but I hope it doesn't, because I don't want to go down and just grab all the stuff. But now I don't have no drill, no cleaning supplies being on the floor, as you saw in the beginning of the video, or just buckets of screws everywhere. Like, I have 4 buckets and a container. I have a lot of screws. This will last me more than a year probably. And I want to have a dedicated space, especially when I'm here and I'm doing like work, not doing random stuff, or you know. Now I still need places to put stuff. I'll probably make a another shelf, but I don't know what to put in that shelf. So there's more space. I can put like 2 or 3 more cans of spray paint, and it'll be done. I could put something else or whatever. I'll just take out the stuff when I need it. You know, I put buckets of. I have 4 buckets, and each of them have like a certain length of screws. I have 2.5, 1 inch, 2 inch, and a bucket with random screws that are 3 inch and other stuff. And that big container of that's like 1 1/4 of screws, and that'll last me a while, to be honest. Now this is the end of the video. This video is probably going to be long, but you know, good experience. And I forgot to say this when I was cutting. If you're gonna do this, wear safety gear. I didn't get cuts. Thank goodness I didn't get cuts, because you know, I don't feel comfortable with my circular saw. Just wear your safety equipment if you're gonna do this, or if you're too young to use, you know, something big as a circular saw, then just don't do it. Tell your parents or whatever, if they're like, you know, carpenters or whatever, or get, you know, training, whatever. All those safety gear, gloves, safety glasses, earplugs, whatever. I don't use all the safety gear like earplugs. But I certainly use my glasses. I mean, my safety glasses go over my glasses. I totally use that. Okay, this is the end of the video. Woodworker Kid signing out.